Alright, we're back.
On the aftermath.
Honestly, I'm having more of a blast with this part of the game.
I love how he just teleported like that from
Alright, section
that end.
dead end.
So, well, although this is Baird still, shouldn't Dweebs be introducing the remaining parts at this point? I don't know.
Well, but Webs is burped, so.
Yeah, no, that was I mean, like the remaining parts after this one.
Sure, we can have Webs do the next ones, why not?
Oh, this is not a proper squad, so. Okay, it's a subsidiary of the Delta Squad.
And there you go. That's why the crew
Breathe
got
it
sick.
in, guys. Let the emotion just course through your veins.
Oh, I know. I know how this is. We need to get the gas mask, so that way we can just have the gas mask. But because in the original inventory system, we can only have one item equipped at a time. We need to unequip the gas mask to use anything else.
Well, it's a good thing we don't have to use a shit ton of key cards.
Yeah.
All color coded for the proper door, and if you have the wrong one, God help you, you gotta go back and back.
Well, at least Metal Gear Solid 2 finally fixed that issue.
Took them 4 games to do that.
Well, that's the thing too. Well, actually, it's more so the fact too that they've been making small steps with each game. As in, with the first game, you have key cards, and each key card is for each floor. But then in Metal Gear 2, you have the same, it's kind of the same crap, but you also have cards that are somewhat backwards compatible, but not to the full extent of Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 1. You just upgrade your key card and that's it. But then when you get to Metal Gear Solid 2, there's absolutely no problem with key cards whatsoever, because it's pretty much very straightforward.
Alright. Also, gotta have to say, I like this section also for a small detail. Like, one thing that I remember from Gears 3 is that when actually the party gets, reunited on the island, and then Baird contacts Adam, yeah, he starts asking very insistently about the effects of the bomb, of the countermeasure on people that have, that have emotion in them. And I guess this is to reinforce that, because the fact that he and the others have breathed a bit from this chamber. So maybe he was worried he had just too much in his body.
Very good too. Alright, again, this should have been the DLC for free. It makes so much more sense.
Honestly, who's beginning to think that this should have been, if not the DLC for free, pretty much the main focus of this game in general? I mean, sure, it would have seemed like such a cash grab sort of idea, but again, at least this actually feels like a proper Gears game.
I actually do wonder, Jova, if it was starting to be like that, but they couldn't, fit the entire package, so they had to invent something. Although I actually do wonder if there is available, and if you have seen it, Pedro, does the advertisement of the game include at least mentioning of this campaign?
The Aftermath campaign, I haven't actually looked into it. Maybe yes, maybe no.
So, gee, are you suggesting that the Aftermath campaign was actually the main idea for Judgment in the first place, and that the actual campaign for Judgment is what got tacked on?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be interesting? I mean, here's an idea. If this is all you have for this part of the game, why not make this like a sort of Gears Chronicles sort of game? Like, hey, you were playing as Marcus during the original
some
trilogy.
events that are happening at the same time.
Yeah, and have it culminate with this one at the end. Like, again, maybe it's because this is taking place during, the original trilogy, but the moment we started this campaign, instantly the game goes up a few notches.
I mean, it would be also a good excuse to bring back and actually develop to be more mutton chops guy from the DLC of 3.
Oh yeah,
Mike, I think was his name.
Remember, Joe, even Terry himself asked in the previous part, did the game just wake up?
I know, right?
Like, gotta be talking something new, I sleep. Continue upon point from the previous game, real shit.
Pretty much.
Okay, masks off. We're clear.
Alright. Let's see what's in here first.
Please, Let's hope some have made
You're just jinxing it, Paduk, do you?
I mean, Paddock, this is pretty much a ghost ship level. That pretty much.
The Paduk is very pessimistic too.
That's ironic then that Paddock is the one hoping that there are survivors then. Hey, Paddock, why don't we ask these guys if they've seen any survivors? Oh, wait.
Excuse me, sir, can you tell me where are survivors?
Ooh, ammo.
Again, though, the atmosphere for this is, well, it's your typical ghost ship affair. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah,
It also expands a bit.
It's an emulsion factory, but yeah, it does have.
It also expands a bit the lore of the Stranded that Baird had mentioned, but it wasn't mentioned in Gears 3. People wanted to detach from the cogs.
And there you go. We open the stairs.
Push the button.
Now push the button. Baird, that is not always how it works. You can't just push a button to solve the problems of your soul.
Alright, let's continue. And now
Shortcut? There you go.
We'll kick the stairs to...
Whee! My Baird, you should work as a pole dancer.
I know, right? So far, so good.
It's literally a reuse of the previous transition animation.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, now time to kill a shit ton of Lambents.
Actually, one thing that I forgot, I forgot if I mentioned this because it's been a while since the first part and all, was there an actual Carmine in the campaign of Judgment?
No.
Let me check just to be sure.
Well, remember too, we're sitting the entirety of that fucking campaign in the fucking courtroom, so it's not like there's that much room for it.
Like, not even in the...
No, not that they mention it. Maybe that soldier that comes in amid the trial to ask the colonel to see if he can bring some sense into the colonel's stupid head. Maybe he's the Carmine, but they never say that he's Carmine. So... There you go. Alright.
I always like how in games like these, picking up guns of the same look automatically gives you more ammo. Like, I get it, it's a gameplay thing. It's just, I always like to imagine, okay, now I'm gonna merge this pistol with this
story
pistol.
beats?
No.
Basically,
Well,
Dribs, we got the
that's the
gate down,
logic.
so now we can pretty much continue.
Well, I've always assumed that the way it works is that they take the ammo out of the gun and put it in their gun.
Probably.
I'm guessing I've always assumed that was the
Same
logic.
thing goes for the locust.
Okay, so we set off a flare to hopefully get an evac.
Everybody's going to see that.
Alright, so now we just have to hold ourselves until help comes. Should be fine. They will hold out till rescue comes. I'm sure nothing will happen. We can just sit here and, drink some beer and wait.
Clearly,
Yeah, absolutely nothing. I am positive.
We got company. Defend this down.
Up! Up!
Oh shit, something happened.
Reverse. Alright. Alright.
Not the kind of escort I was hoping for. Yeah? Bring him on!
This isn't going to be easy,
When is it ever easy, Paddock?
Yeah, seriously.
What is it ever? Stand still, you piece of crap.
How does that... Yeah, I know that we're like 4 games in, but I actually wonder how those things even fly, because, the things that the locusts use as zeppelins were like inflated, but these things look just like squids that can fly.
I suppose the idea is that they have some air sacs that allow them to push off of the air.
I guess.
Yeah, I think that's the idea, yeah.
God help them if the Queen's Reaver shows up, since that's an elite one.
Well, right now the queen is
Pursuing Marcus.
yeah, so we'll be fine. Because if the queen showed up here, it would cause a time paradox.
Unless she just happens to be like some of those antagonists that have a very good knack for going back and forth between different parties.
Okay, there we go. Rob Alton, I guess one of the helpers, discussing about the Carmine family in Gears of War Judgment. But really, we felt like their story had been told. We did have an idea I liked about the family elders next time. And supposedly that next time was one of the comics where the character Will Carmine, which I think is like the progenitor of them, or like the one of their fathers or uncles, grandfathers, actually has a sort of prominent role and then gets killed by Ram.
Of course. Well, you know what? It's an honorable death to get killed by Ram.
Yep.
That said, though, so it figures in the next Carmine we would get in the games would be that Carmine from Gears 4.
With the dog ear hat.
God, that is
Who
so.
pretty much dies off
lackluster.
screen.
Is he the Goldberg guy?
No, Twitch.
No,
He's the guy who he dies
That's
off.
all Baird, Twitch.
He dies off screen literally during a gameplay segment, not even during a cutscene.
You see this? Look at it this way, Glips. See that that blonde hair that Baird has when in his younger days? They just took out his hair and put it in his chin to serve as the piece. There you go. There's old Baird design.
Gold. Don't you mean Goldberg?
Yes, Gold Baird. We should nickname him Gold Baird. Like hell in the. When we first meet him in Gears 5, he's actually in his lab with a lab coat and everything. And we spot the one time Tom Bissell actually wrote something funny in this franchise. The interactions between Baird and his AI computer. Basically, a computer AI that discovered sarcasm on its own.
Oh, so it's like Skeets, the robot helper from Booster Gold. Yeah, I can imagine a mechanic similar to that for Baird.
Lovely.
Okay.
Raven incoming.
Gee, an helicopter. I wonder if this is gonna be, destroyed or not.
He can.
Sound like we're in a
Let's
hurry
see.
or anything.
Jumpy boys.
Man, those Lambents can jump, can't they?
I mean, they did. We had seen that with the Lambert Berserk managing to jump over the fence in Gears 3.
Yeah.
Apparently, Lambent humans are extremely agile.
I guess the Lambent in their body doubles as fuel. I don't know.
Yeah, turning into a Lambent gives you super abilities, but the problem is that you lose completely all your reason. And
I'd say it's a fair trade-off. So.
But you also become a walking time bomb too. So.
I mean, you can literally
I
get
mean, we all have to die anyway.
interesting way to look at things.
I need a ride. Not a spotlight.
Oh my god, even Cole's funnier than he was in the Judgment.
You know,
campaign.
Pedro, I'm starting to believe your theory that not just Cole, the entire game was on Tranquilizer and they just, kicked off.
Not only that, maybe Pedro's theory about this supposed to have been the actual focus of the game as opposed to Judgment's main campaign, because, when you compare this to Judgment, the whole trial thing, the trial thing feels more tacked on than this does. How weird.
Get to the chopper!
I wonder, has there ever been a reported case where, supposedly the alleged add-on content was actually the main focus and the main campaign was what was tacked on?
Not in a complete way. I can tell you that one game that I had recorded recently, Haze, had to be reworked and the footage shown in the first trailers was actually used as multiplayer maps.
Wasn't that what happened with Battlefront 2 or something like that?
You must mean the newer Battlefront 2.
The new one, yeah, the new one, yeah.
I don't remember there actually being a campaign at the start. Oh, you must be talking about the story campaign actually supposed to have been the focus. Who knows with that game?
That's the boat? I never said it was in the water.
Seriously,
Sorry,
No, no helicopters.
honestly, even Carmine gets to shine more than the characters in the original campaign of this game did.
Again, I'm still convinced that this is a
We left
some missed script pages from the
Well,
original
that's
Ghost
closer.
Race.
So which theory
Trevor
of your
was at the police station.
theory of yours do you follow through more, Pedro? That one, or the theory that this was originally supposed to be the main focus of Gears Judgment?
I don't really think so, personally. I feel
Wait, hold on, but it was your
Mm,
theory in the first place.
Actually, it was mine.
like it was Teo's theory, actually.
Oh, never mind then.
Teo's theory is also possible, mind you. It's just that personally, I feel more like the most likely explanation for me is that the Judgment campaign was not long enough to warrant full price, so they had to add something more. So what else can we add? Okay, we do have this deleted bit from Gears 3 that we never actually finished. Might as well finish it and put it in as a little bonus. Why not?
Normally, I would agree with that if it weren't for the fact that Paduk is also written better. Like, Paduk was something original from it, and yet his writing here is better too than in Judgment.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Were they just more excited to write something that would contribute to the original trilogy?
Maybe they brought Joshua Ortega back to write this Aftermath campaign. I don't know.
I wonder, is there a credit scene for this Aftermath campaign?
Yes, there is. That's the one we're going to be seeing anyway. So, so keep a lookout for that. And in part 14. Yeah, only 2 more parts after this. The campaign is short, as you can see.
And again, like I said, already more fun. But our audience are probably wondering, what about Sophie?
Sorry, Jova. Like I've already teased, Sophie died off screen in between Gears Judgment and this particular part of Gears
Like,
3.
are we gonna mention that?
Yeah. Basically, Paduk is gonna mention how she died, and so he's gonna tell us. So yeah,
Do we
sorry,
even
to
get a
have
cutscene?
Screen death.
Do we even get a cutscene showing how she died?
No.
So technically, you see, we don't see the body. She could not be dead.
It's like Teo says, the game is against her both in and outside of the game.
Maybe it'll turn out that she was alive and she'll return in Gears 6, turned into a locust or something. I don't know.
That means that she had been stayed undercover for like what, 20 years?
Trust me, Tio. With the bullshit plot twist that Gears 5 tries to push onto
Again,
us,
next you're gonna tell me that the Dom is not really dead.
Here, let me use the Dweb style theory. Maybe they couldn't bring back Ali Hillis because she was busy with the 13 sequels. So...
Yeah, you know what? That's gonna be... Sorry, go on.
I don't know, maybe as like a little meta joke, they said, she was frozen in crystal or something.
maybe. You're saying
No,
to
you
it?
know what? That's gonna be my jump the shark moment for the franchise. I know that 4 and probably 5 already will, tip the balance off anyway on their own. But I'm gonna say, if they found a bullshit way to in campaign, not for multiplayer as a skill, mind you, because we already for 5. But if they found a way to in universe, for a main campaign, to say that Don wasn't really dead and was just in hiding, that's my dropping point for the franchise. Not in the sense that I will stop following, but then we'll say that's the jump in the shark moment.
Well, Tia, we technically never saw his body burning, so it's possible.
God damn it.
Okay, Tia, let me put it like this: with the plot twist that we get in Gears 5. I will not be surprised if they do something like that. Pedro can vouch for me. It gets pretty freaking crazy with Gears 5.
It's not even just that. It's more so the fact that, like Jova said, I still have no idea how the hell they're going to proceed with Gear 6, considering the particular thing that happens during the climax. Because
Yeah.
it's just
I mean,
Okay,
let
let's
me.
just say let's just say there's a choice you have to make that causes diverging paths, and I have no idea how the hell they're gonna reflect that in Gear 6. I mean, are they gonna load your save file? Maybe, I don't know.
God forbid they try and do it like Mass Effect or whatnot, but yeah. Oh, God.
Technically, I guess it could work because the Series X is gonna be natively compatible with Xbox One games, so technically it can work.
I'll admit though, it's such a weird thing for Gears 5 to do. Like, let me put it like this: Gears 5 feels more like a Mass Effect game in a lot of ways.
This fuck is a mess. It's trying a lot of different things and doing none of them well. So,
And
like,
that-
at least not well enough.
And that extends to the story as well. How the story. Let me put it like this: they throw so many plot twists at you in Gears 5 and expect you to take it at face value.
Let's go.
It's more so the fact, Jova, that those twists come out of nowhere. They're not shown to us; they're just told to us, and we're just supposed to accept it happened. And they just come across as an excuse for conflict between the characters. And yes, basically everybody at the time of this recording, we've already finished up recording Gears 4, so Tay already knows what exactly is up with Kate. So we already know that he already knows one of the big reasons for conflict in Gears 5. So
Yeah, again, the fact that they don't even
shit.
bring up said conflict in Gears 4 is showing of how weak the writing plan was, though. Oh, I
Paduk,
recognize
can you
that
move?
sound.
no, actually the bullets go through him anyway. So
Okay, but it's still, you still can't aim properly because you can't see much.
all right. Let's see.
So, yeah, again, like I said, between Sophie and, I think her name was Alicia, was it, from the Gears 3
Basically,
DLC?
one of your character entered in contact with the flames and they trigger the scream voice clip for when a character is on fire.
Yeah, the Gore Bailey's character, Alicia, like, talk about some piss luck.
Yeah, like maybe it's like Theo said, the reason they treated Alicia and Sophie so poorly was to maybe justify their narrative later on.
Which...
Again, it's the best. It's the best. It's the best idea ever to push. Your narrative, create a problem, and then offer yourself as a solution.
I think the problem is that we already had a solution because we still did get strong female characters. We got Anya, we got Nicole, the Australian as well. Hell, we even got Baird's love interest. They were all awesome, so
Yes.
this wasn't
Like,
really a problem
they're
that
all
needed
awesome,
drastic fixing.
One of my favorite moments in Gears 3 is at the end of Act 1, where Sam is trying her best to save Baird from falling, and Baird's like, I guess this is supposed to be the moment where I say that I've always loved you.
But it's
But
not.
I really don't.
And yet, it turns out they get together because Baird's just being
That's
a cactus.
irony, Joe.
Well,
it was just him saying, "Oh no, I'm not gonna do the cliche. I do love you, but I'm not gonna say it because that would be too cliche."
A time when the series was above stupid cliches.
You need to actually. There you go. You need to open up the
Also,
garage.
I'll just put it like
Manipulate
this.
100 objects in the campaign. Oh, we're actually talking.
Yep.
Great. More shit to carry.
One step closer to your boat.
Let me guess. Be thankful you don't have to carry the boats.
Yeah, basically. We'll see.
Remember, we had to dislodge it with the explosives. I think.
Let me put it like this. Whereas
How are you
Gears,
gonna do that without blowing up the boat?
you'll
We're,
see.
we're taking your approach to it, like you yourself said in the playing Bot 2022. We're gonna blow it up. There you go. See, we're taking your approach.
I mean, it's pretty much the obvious.
It's a good
case-
job I didn't play the Kiritsu look at Shadow.
Anyway, basically, whereas Gears 4 was humorless while trying to be funny, Gears 5 goes for a more soap opera tactic.
Oh, great. That's what the franchise needs.
Literally,
It's
all
not-
that's
it-
missing
Gears
is
5,
the all that's missing is the corny romance to go with the soap opera feel.
That's the thing, Teo. For as much as you called, oh, and I can already tell that Kate and JD are going to be a thing. That's the thing, Teo. As of yet, no, not even in the comics, it seems.
True, we kind of need to push Kate to be super strong so she doesn't need an actual love interest.
She don't need no man, Teo.
However, what she
Well,
does,
okay, to be perfectly blunt, like if this allows the franchise to not fall into sappy romance, I'm fine with that.
oh, it's okay too. It doesn't fall into sappy romance. What it falls into sappy, I need a parent figure to look up to.
Hell, the franchise already lost its chance to have a genuine opportunity to have romance by,
Killing Anya.
yeah, well, like I still would have liked to see the story of Anya and Marcus,
Right.
but no, it's entirely told in the comics, though.
Don't you see, though? We gotta kill Anya off so that can help establish friction between Marcus and his son, because that's not an old and tired cliche.
That's another person this franchise, that's the thing too. For as much as Tom Bissell offers himself as the supposed solution, like you said, he killed 2 female characters off screen, Sophia and Anya.
Like, I mean, Sophie
So
is...
it's not really much of a solution, that is it?
Like, I mean, Sophie's one thing, but killing Anya off-screen just felt kind of
Dick-ish.
well, kind of
She was
mean-spirited.
she became the prime minister after the end of the war and free. Why not just have her be the prime minister still, and have her be there as kind of emotional support for Marcus and JD? That would have made the story a lot better.
I mean,
mean,
don't
if
you
you like
see?
if,
We gotta have the
if you
usual
like
thing where politicians are dicks to the army men.
It'd be like if they decide. It'd be like if in the next
Hold
later
on,
game.
I'm gonna have to interrupt you here, Dwebs,
I'm
because this is
enjoying
important.
this slightly more than I thought I would.
Good.
Now they're
Okay.
gonna start
I wasn't
reminiscing.
expecting to enjoy
We're gonna start
it at all.
reminiscing a bit now.
You know, come to think of it, you haven't asked why we need help.
No, I have.
Okay.
Huh.
Something big is about to go down.
As big as the Hammer of Dawn strikes? As big as when you sank Jacinto
Here's 2
and
references.
flooded my coast?
Bigger.
Great.
Anyway, as I was gonna say, it'd be like if in the next later game they brought in a new writer, and the writer was like, people think that the Layton series is incredibly ridiculous. How do I solve this apparent quote-unquote issue? I know. I'll get rid of all silly characters and kill them all off screen.
That would literally require killing
unaware
off the
of the-
entire cast.
Unaware of the fact that I might end up leaving only like maybe 2 characters left.
Not to mention, Dwebs, Hino himself fixed that problem with the late Layton era by not only toning down on that stuff, but at the same time, even when there's something ridiculous happening, there's always Cheryl there, to make fun of it or point it out, and like to serve as kind of an audience proxy. The Drippy to Kat's Oliver, basically.
Yeah,
So,
but my hypothetical Tom Bissell like guy says we don't have room for silliness here.
I guess
No room whatsoever, even if it
no
isn't.
fun. No fun allowed. All right. We don't.
All right.
We at level 5 now. We don't use the word fun anymore.
Yeah, Christ.
All right. See you, everybody.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
See ya.